Hey, Joe here, Profit First Reseller. Let's get some listing done, huh? It's been a little while. I got a bunch of stuff. I'm just surrounded with stuff. I think it's a good summary of my life right now. I got a bunch of stuff. So let's list some stuff over here, huh? Got my eBay app pulled up. It does say one new offer, but that's actually one of those glitches where I've actually already accepted the offer, but somehow it's in process. So it won't let me clear that out. That is annoying to me too. I do not like having pending offers. Tis what it is. This morning I was just testing some consoles that I had brought upstairs, and I've got 4 tested and working of these PS3 Super Slims. So I'm gonna get those things listed right off the bat here. That'll be a big old boost to the store. And all these are the 500 gigabyte variant, which is I think as big as they came back then. So I've got extra power cables here for each of them, extra HDMI cables. And I just need to get these things buffed up, and then I'll search on my store and see if I've sold the exact unit before. This particular one is missing one of the top covers too. These plates, these like little shiny things, this is missing on this side. So it won't affect the value too much. But I do want to get a sticker scraper as well. One of my favorite tools. I just use constantly. One of these things. So we're going to be taking off lots of stickers today. I also like to angle my trash cans kind of towards me, a little more easy to throw in. All right, so let's look up. Actually, I'm going to wait. I'll look up the model number of all 4 of these once I get all 4 processed, just in case there are more than one of the same model number. I'll be able to, kind of update the quantity a little more quickly. Let's see. So that first one is a 4201C, and this is a 4201A. Got it. It's slightly different. I don't know enough about the PlayStation 3 to know what the differences were for these like micro little revisions that Sony did. But they did release a lot of versions of these. Okay, so here's another 4201C. Now we have one with both of the covers intact and then one without. We're missing one. That'll probably reduce the value by $5 or $10. But otherwise, these are all tested and working. They're factory reset. They're ready to go. Let's see, another 4201C. Okay, great. All right, so I have 2 grade A condition, essentially 4201Cs, and then 1 grade B. So I'm just gonna go into my store, go to my actives, and I'm just gonna search 4201C, which is that last half of the model number. And here I've got a listing for the parts repair ones. I saw that for $59.99. And here we go. Here's one. Okay, so the only one that I had was missing that top panel. Let's see if it matches the exact same panel or if it's a different one. Okay, this, just like the picture, is missing that top panel. And I'm just going to make sure that the one that I'm holding is at least in as good condition. It appears to be in much better condition. This one had some pretty major scuff as I'm scrolling through on the photos, compared to this one. It's almost brand new looking on the front, but is missing that back one. So that's actually perfect. So I can just revise revise the quantity on that one. Let's see, I do need my tape. Where is my handy dandy tape? I always have these things lying around, just a Sharpie attached to some blue painter's tape. So I'm gonna go into this old existing listing where it is packed with an HDMI cable and a power cable. And the SKU I can reuse because I know the SKU is unique to my store and it only represents this exact item. So I'm just gonna put a piece of tape on this console and say 4913 to match the SKU here. Everything else is good. Missing the top panel. See, the description already matches. The pictures are of a listing that is in slightly worse condition, but this listing already has momentum. It already has solds on it. So I'm going to keep this listing going and just continue to give customers, items that are as good or often better than the pictures show. So I update that quantity to 1, and now I have this whole little bundle with a piece of tape on it that says 4913. I will set this aside, and then when I'm in kind of packing mode, this will get packed into a box. I'll take off this piece of blue tape and put that piece of blue tape on the outside of the box that'll say 4913. And then when this item sells, I'll know where to find it. So that means I can update. We got listed value. We're starting off at 90 for that console, $89.99 plus shipping. Quantity is up to 1. Okay, all good. So I'm gonna hit revise. And then what I'll do is now I have these 2 consoles where everything else is the exact same, but I don't have an exact listing existing in my store for this. So I'm just gonna sell similar off of this one. And I'll just raise the price $10. So we'll go $99.99 for these 2. I'm gonna remove the photos on this one. I'll remove that part of the title that says missing top panel. Tested working. Console cables. Just try to get all those keywords in there. So I can delete this part of the description that says it's missing the top, because it's not. I'm going to update the price to $99.99 and update the quantity to 2. And that is just, I think, what I found the most efficient way to get these items up onto my store here. So I'll just take a picture of these 2, the one that's the worst quality. And I'll need to give it a new SKU number. So my stickers are here. So the next available number is 5908. So that's what these will get. One of them will get the sticker, and then one will just write that number on it with a Sharpie, 5908, and that'll be specific to this listing. Quantity 2. So now let's look at them here. Okay, this one's got slightly more scuffs, but they're both very similar condition, both very good condition. And then I'll take the HDMI cable. And for the pictures, I like to take these out of the little packages. These are replacement cables that are brand new, but it's easier to see them in the pictures without the packaging. So I'll have to open one set for the pictures here. I'm trying to avoid just hulking this effing out, but I think I have to. Hulk rip. Okay, boom. Done. That one goes away. So I've got HDMI and the power cable. That's essentially all you need. You still need the controller, of course. But this is a listing that's taken off for me, so I'm just going with this. I sell the controllers separately. So we're going to arrange everything here so you can see the tips of the cables and the customer can see what they're getting. Try to get everything in frame and just get at least 6 high quality photos. But really, I'm just trying to get every angle. So it may end up being way more than 6. I've seen a lot of people just force open those top casings for these PS3 Super Slims. Just FYI. And it's hard to find, but there's one giant button on the front. On one side, this is the power button. This side is actually the eject button. It actually opens it up like that. And if you just slide it open with your hand, you're actually kind of wearing out that little locking mechanism. Okay, so a pair of cables for each. I'm going to label both of these to 5908. So one gets a sticker, and then one gets written in 5908. This gets updated to 290. It's a weird 2. We'll go with it. Okay, I think that's good. And that's a fresh listing to the store, which I think might be even a little better. Some people do sort by most recent. And if you're just updating your listing, it won't get you that, but you get the other benefit of building the momentum through sold comps, which I think, I don't know, I go back and forth. Some items prefer one, some the other. Let's see, I just sold a random Wii game. All right, 4201A is the other one here. Let's see if I got a sold or comp. Yeah, awesome. It looks like it's a grade A with the cables. So all I need to do, bundle this with the 2 cables. I'm going to label it whatever this SKU was, 4916. Okay. I can just update the quantity. So this is another item that has sold comps on it. So that's good. Maybe to build that momentum for that listing. That's kind of how I see it. And often I will experiment. I've tried selling these bundles with controllers or just the console only, and I kind of figure out the listing that works and then just pour all my effort into that. So now I'm just buying those cables, like the HDMI cables and the power cables. I just buy so I can bundle them in super easily, and they're already wrapped up and ready to go. So I can also change this to $390. So yeah, $390 enlisted value for those 4 consoles there. Not bad, huh? Great way to start. You know, it's been fun. I've had this little Switch Lite by my bed at night, and I've been playing Super Mario RPG. What a nostalgia bomb, this game. I'm on the Star Road right now, and it's like how I remember Super Mario RPG. It's the remake for Switch. I've been playing it at night, and it's just stimulating enough to keep me entertained, but I can also just fall asleep. And of course, having played the game before, and it's essentially a straight up remake of the game from my childhood. I kind of remember all the different parts. I must have beaten this game multiple times as a kid because I remember so much of this game. Anyway, oh yeah, something else cool. This thing, I should get this thing listed right now too. I'm gonna make a listing for it. This has been sitting around. I wanted to test it out, but this is just so cool. One of those like increasing your faith in humanity moments a little bit. And maybe it is just a corporate cash grab, but I can't imagine Microsoft's making too much money off of this. But this is the Xbox Adaptive Controller, and it comes with just some basic controls, the D-pad, and I think this is set up to be maybe A and B, the A and B buttons in the beginning, and you have start and select or whatever the equivalent is from Xbox. But then where the real power comes in. So essentially this is a controller. It's called the Adaptive Controller. And it's for people with limited mobility, limited use of their limbs, all kinds of situations where people might not be able to use a typical controller. And so this thing actually has all of these inputs in the back that corresponds to every single button on a typical Xbox controller, all the way up to the modern ones like Xbox One, Xbox Series, and all that stuff. So you have the trigger buttons, even the button when you push down on the joystick, there's a trigger for that. And all of these are a typical like 3.5mm headphone jack essentially, and they're set up to be used with custom triggers. So you can plug in a cable that is just set up to be a contact, and then you can set up all kinds of custom triggers, whether you're moving your head or your mouth or whatever your situation is, you can set it up to be able to basically play any modern game on Xbox using this connected to your Xbox or even your PC. And it's got mounts on the back, even including a 1/4-inch threads. You can just connect it to a bunch of standard, audio, video equipment mounts. And I just think this thing is fascinating, and I love that they're doing it. And I think the retail price is only like $100, so not even that much more than a regular controller. It seems like a really unique thing that Microsoft did. I want to give them props for this. So I'm going to look up the model number here. It's 1836. 1836 is the model number here, and we're going to go condition used and filter by sold. Let's see what we got here. I'll probably want to bundle this with a USB-C cable or something. Yeah, $67.79, but like with the box. Yeah, okay. I bet I can I'm gonna ask $69.99. Yeah, awesome. And I'm gonna include a USB-C cable as well that I know is compatible. It's really helpful for charging and things like that. So I got that. I want to make sure I include the actual model number here. It is 1836. And I also want to include USB-C right there, including the cable. Sometimes if you include the word USB-C cable, it gets mad in certain categories, like you're making a bundle listing or something. So I've just avoided including cable in the title over time, but I do include USB-C. It just lets people know it's a modern device as well. So we're gonna go 9, and you know what? I'm not trying to maximize price, and I want to just get this into somebody's hands quickly. So we're going $64.99. This is the kind of item I'd be especially. I mean, I already get so much joy out of knowing that my items are going to somebody that really cares about it, and that means that maybe I shouldn't be going to the lowest price necessarily, but I want to have somebody get a good deal and to be excited to get this thing. So F8 is the box behind me that I pulled out of my garage. So that's what I'm listing into currently. So the SKU for this one's going to be F8. Let's get this thing listed. Take some photos. Yeah, the Xbox Adaptive Controller. It's just so interesting. I love that they made this. And I read an article about this, and the person who's a little bit more into the space of adaptive, there are a few other adaptive controllers and modular controllers in this space for people with different needs who still want to play modern games. But what they were saying is the fact that this is also available at such an affordable price. They had some funny analogy, like it's like a unicorn and a leprechaun, and seeing a leprechaun all in the same day or something. They just said this is so rare that there's actually a device that caters to the small community that's actually affordable as well. So I love it that this thing exists. It's so cool. This is my first time coming across one of these. And there is a pretty active market for the resale. I'm happy. Hopefully somebody's going to be using it soon. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we got 2 games. Project Gotham and Project Gotham Racing 2 for original Xbox. Seems like they're both complete. I may need to go into my resurfacer. Just some very mild scratches. Oh, but this one has Mech Assault inside. That one does have Project Gotham Racing. Okay, so let's at least search this one. I can search by UPC code here, probably. Project Gotham Racing for Xbox. What do we got? Looks like not worth anything. Okay, gotcha. So this will go into my junk games pile. And then we got Mech Assault. I couldn't tell if it was written on. I think it's just a helicopter. Mech Xbox. What do we got? Yeah, it's seems very good. 16. Yeah, nope. Okay, one at the time. It's like it's separated case and game. This one is Call of Duty Ghosts with some kind of special edition case or something for PS4. So let's search that. I don't know what that was. Call of Duty Ghosts PS4. Let's go disc. Well, actually, I don't know. It's not just disc. It's disc with this weird case. Let's just see if this sold or giving me any hope over here. There might be some value. $8 plus shipping, $10 plus shipping. I don't see this one. Is this even the right case? Yeah, it says Call of Duty Ghost on the spine. Okay. Steelbook. Okay. That's what that one listing said. Steelbook. It is metal. I forget that name of it. Steelbook. Okay. It's like not a lot of demand. Well, 254 sold. What they want is the Call of Duty Ghosts. Let's see if this one has. Yeah, this one seems very similar. Hardened edition, Steelbook. Let's do it. I don't see that much demand. I don't know how they got $24.99. I don't know if that was on an offer or not. I didn't see that closely, but I don't like sitting on any of my inventory very long. But I'm going to price aggressively on this and go right where eBay was thinking, right at $19.99 actually. Okay, so that's $20. Did I already list something for $65? I did. I have to add this 20 and the 65 after. Oh, I do need to resurface this probably, unless it just looks absolutely pristine. Oh, it actually does look absolutely pristine. Yeah, no, there's not a scratch on it. Just a little bit of dust. Cool, okay. Great, let's do it. Oh yeah, the adaptive controller and then this. I'll add those to my listed total for the day here. Just get some pictures in. Get some pictures of the bottom. Back inside the case, so it is missing a manual. Check out a good shot of that. Done. Okay. So it'll be $20. So I need to add 85 to this. So it'll be $4.75. Not bad. Starting off with those consoles is great. And consoles are awesome. I do need to get through all the little things too. Speaking of little things, this is just, it's not my favorite stuff. It's not the highest value stuff. A lot of these I'm going to be putting into piles, so I want to be addressing them right away. And I'll just list a bunch of them. What are you talking about, eBay? And when I get, at the end of the day, once I get a bunch in a pile, that way I can add a bunch to my store at once. Stuff like this, Disney Infinity Portals just sell for a couple of bucks, so that's going to get its own pile. Things like this, it's already in my store as well, so it's not like I feel a big rush to like get it listed for the algorithm or something, because It's already listed. I'm just going to be upping the quantity. And the amount that I have is not sold out yet, I know, for both of these. So I'll just hold on to these for a minute, just make a pile. Okay. So another kind of special edition here. Mass Effect. I see Shepard. Yeah, okay. Looks like all the discs are here. It's Mass Effect Trilogy. So Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, and the manual's here too. So, and they all look like they've literally never been played. Just immaculate condition over here. Yeah, that's never been taken out of the case. Incredible. Okay, so I'm going to search Mass Effect Trilogy. If I can find my phone. Oh, it's hidden. Effect. So yeah, it would have been easier if I just spoke it out. Let's see if there's any sold demand for this thing. Mass Effect Trilogy, complete 5-disc set, $14.95. Yeah, well, let's do it. All right, so I'll list this for like, so I charge $6.99 for shipping, so I'll see if I can get $1 more than that one. I'll ask for $8.99 plus shipping here. We'll just get this in and out, get this into somebody else's hands. Try to spend less than a minute per item here. So I'm gonna try to take a real wide shot of all the games here to start. So my average sales price is $30 to $35, but this is, inventory that I've already bought in these bulk lots, just hidden at the bottom of a pile or something. So I might as well try to make money off of it if I can, as long as I can spend less than a minute. Even an $8.99 item like this, maybe 2 minutes all in with the photos, I think is still decent hourly wage. So when it starts to be, a $2.99, $3.99 item, maybe not even worth my time at that point. But $8.99, not bad. And we're up to 84. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Just try to grab the next thing here. This one needs a sticker removal. So this is the Guitar Hero On Tour little controller for the original DS. I think it must have been for the original DS because it needs the Game Boy Advance slot to work, right? And this one does have the pick included, which is cool. Leave that in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that. I doubt I'll find another one of those today. So I'll just go ahead and get that one listed. So I'm just gonna search On Tour, not On Your. On Tour, thank you very much. Yeah, I already have 6 or 7 of them listed. Yeesh. Not a lot of demand for this on G10. That'll become my go-backs bin. So now I have 8. But that's making me question if I should lower the price on this. I think I will. I'll grab 8 of them when they haven't moved. So I'm going to lower this to $5.99 as well. Which means I only added $6 of value. Puts me at $4.90. Cool. Yeah, not bad. Oh yeah. These things sell quick always. These little Xbox 360 wireless adapters. So that original line of Xbox 360s didn't have any Wi-Fi support, and they don't support just any USB Wi-Fi adapter. You need this specific one or the double antenna one that's black. So these ones, this rubber really tends to break. So I just give this thing a little bit of a test to make sure it's actually going to hold up. And this one actually is holding up. So this one becomes, or is a grade A. So I think if I search networking, it should come up here. This one here, yeah, official Microsoft. This is the grade A. I sold it for $18 and it's sold out. Love to see that. So this is going to go into my X8 bin, which is right here behind me. I'm going to update the inventory to 1. Revise, and I also get to add 18 to this. Puts us up at 508. Not bad. Yeah, love those things. Those things sell quick. And I still sell them if that top little attachment is broken, as long as the wire inside to the antenna is good. I just sell them as a grade B and take off a good amount, like $5 or $6. So I'm probably gonna get a lot of these. Like this, I think is a DS Lite charger. So I'm just gonna make a pile of those. We'll list those later on. May or may not happen today. Ooh, these are good. I see 2 of these, so I'll get these knocked out and listed real quick. I think these are the power supplies for the PS1 ONE. Kind of an obscure console. I was like, kind of like the PS1 Mini or the PS1 Junior, essentially. But Sony branded it the PS1 ONE. And I think it just, again, it's like so hard to describe or even say. And there's 2 variants, and this is actually one of each variant here. We got the SCPH-121 and the SCPH-113. So I'm always inspecting the cables for any nicks or anything as I'm wrapping them up here. So let's get these things both listed. First one is this SCPH-121. All right, that one's sold out. Excellent. So this one goes into B7. And I go back, I get to update the quantity to 1. Nice. And that's $12, but we'll hold on to that for a sec and let's see what this one's going to be. The next one is SCPH-113. So I just get to delete 2. And this one is already listed for $11. I'm going to have to lower this price by $1. So $9.99. I want to update the quantity to 10. And the SKU is B8. So I'm going to put B8 on the tape for this one. And revise that. Okay, so that is $22 listed. What's this at $5.30? Yeah, this feels like we got momentum. Maybe it'll start feeling like it's slowing down now that we're done with the consoles, but it was a great start. Okay, this is the power adapter for the original Nintendo console. Love to see these. Still a lot of demand for these. They are a nice high quality power supply. They're so heavy and dense, these power bricks. So I'll be able to just add this one to my store. Give this cable a nice little clean too. These things have been around. Oh yeah, it feels a lot better already. So this model number is NES-002. So I'm just going to search that real quick and leave that out so I can label it. I do believe I have some of these already listed. Let's see. Oh yeah, a whole bunch. NES-002. 16. I think these are still selling. I just have listed a whole bunch recently, but I'll check in with that price in the next few weeks and see how this listing is doing. But for now, I'm going to leave that price as is. So that's 15. So puts us at 45. Awesome. Yeah, this one I wanted to check out. This is the AGB-009. So this looks like the typical like Nintendo handheld charger, but I think this is for the Game Boy Micro. So it's got this weird plug that I am not used to seeing. So let's look it up. AGB. See if I have it in my store. I may have sold this before and I just don't remember. Rechargeable battery power supply. Interesting. That's what this is. It's AGB. Yeah, it's Game Boy Advance. This recharges the battery for like a rechargeable battery pack. I have sold this before. LOL. Okay, so I just need to update this in my store. Revised listing. I'm going to put this right here behind me in F8. So I just need to update the SKU to F8 and update the quantity to 1. Love when I have a sold out listing I can bring back to life. That's always the best. That's just where I've proven in my store that I can sell that thing through, and I got some more. That's great. And 12 added to this puts us at 57. So we're at 557 total listed value for today, and we're at 30 minutes. Yeah, not bad. These are cool. This is a Game Boy, not a Game Boy, a GameCube memory card, the Mega memory card. Oh no, this is Dreamcast. Dreamcast, yeah, that's what I meant. But I think I've sold this before. Maybe not this color though. So I'm gonna search performance. Dreamcast. See what we got. Yeah, this is the blue one. The 20.312E Mega memory. Okay, yeah, but I want to see if the blue one is worth even more. Performance Mega memory card Dreamcast blue. I don't see very many blue ones. Okay, yeah, not a ton of value. Maybe that was $12, but I sold mine for 20, so I'm gonna at least sell it for 20, being blue. That's so cool. I'm just gonna sell similar off of my own and just charge 20. And I need to change the model number because it's 312E. Oh, that's right. Is there a color? Blue. I'm going to update the description with that. Make sure the quantity is just 1 here. Okay, great. Let's get this thing listed. Oh, my phone's being weird. Sometimes, as it starts to overheat, but it's not even charging right now, but sometimes it does overheat. When I push the capture button on eBay, it's a little bit delayed. I take pictures really quick, so I do notice it. I'm gonna change this one to X8. It seems like it's working okay now. Oh, it's probably because I'm recording my screen. So it is, it's just like overtaxing probably the processor of my phone just a little bit. I know there's just a little micro stutter there. Okay, X8 is good. We're at 577 now. Definitely time for a sip of coffee. I think I've earned it. $500 listed. Take a sip of coffee. Get another 500 listed. Keep this thing going. Well, maybe I should just drink all of it. It is 2 o'clock. It's a little after 2. I should be finishing up my caffeine consumption for the day. Want my body cleared out. Oh yeah, speaking of networking adapters, here's the dual antenna one. So again, I'm just going to test those antennas, and they seem to be really stable. So this one I can search dual in my store because it's the dual antenna version. That should come up here. That was the grade B I just scrolled by, and here's the grade A. So we'll go revise. I think it's in this drawer right behind me. In X7. I get to update the quantity to 1, and that's $19 added. So we are at 87.96. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna drink some more coffee. That's too good. So foamy. Wrap up another Disney Infinity portal here. And I'll just check. I actually need to check the other one to make sure. There is one variant. It's for the modern. I think it's for the Xbox One, but it's definitely worth like $20. Yeah, it's Xbox 360 and 360. There's one that's a little bit more modern that is worth a little bit of money, but those are worth just a couple of bucks. And are sold out of my store, so I'm not super motivated to list them. So here's that one of the external hard drives for the Xbox 360. One that snaps into the top. This is the 120 gig variant. So I'm just going to search 120 gig in my store. I believe this is probably sold out. These tend to sell pretty quick. I have one actually still in my store. Okay, perfect. So I'll update this one. But the SKU is G8. I just peeked there and just update the inventory to 2. That's another $13 listed here. So we got 609. Cool. $600. And I see 3 of these Wii Ultra sensor bars. That's great. I'll get those listed in a second. And this is the U-Draw tablet. And it does have the little back cover for Wii here. So I'm just going to search U-Draw, get this thing listed. U-Draw, not the Xbox 360. Here we go, the black one for Wii. I have 1 currently listed. Add 1 more. It's an E8, so I'll add that one. The little tag that says E8, and update the inventory to 2. Well, that's another $8 listed. Which puts us at 617. Nice little productive session. I got this chat pad here for 360. So I'm just gonna search chat pad. I don't think this is worth much at all. I need to make a new listing for these chat pads in a bulk pack. Yeah, I have. That's not that bad. I only have 7. It's not to the point where I'm feeling like I need to do something drastic. Actually, I'll just let these 7 sell, hopefully. So C2, and now we have 8. Just update the inventory. It's only $4, so only up to $621. Another infinity portal. This is the other one, but not the good one. There's 2 bad ones. There's a Panasonic Lumix charger for some kind of point and shoot camera, I assume. So let's go DE-45. Oh, A45, my mistake. See if it's worth anything here. Yeah, probably not. Probably just goes in the donate pile. You have 1 sold. Yeah, no thanks. Okay. 1 sold comp and a whole bunch listed is not for me. That'll be sitting around too long. Let that be somebody else's potential profit to sit on for a long time. So this is, yeah, another DS Lite charger to add to the pile. We're almost through this bin. That went by pretty quick, actually. And this was a lot of, I thought it was kind of low, I don't know, desire stuff. I was kind of putting off this particular bin because it just didn't look that good. But that's all right, we're getting it listed. This is the Xbox memory unit for the original Xbox. So I'm just going to search memory unit. Try to find this exact one here. I don't see this one. Funny. I search my solds. Yeah, huh. Okay, I guess I need to make one. I want to get the exact model number here. X08-25319. I know I've sold this before, but sometimes the listings do just get deleted off of eBay. You just have to be like, oh, eBay, you did it again. Just try again. So let's see. I'm trying to decide if I should peel off this sticker or leave it. I just tried to peel it off and it was not going well, so I'm just going to leave it. And it's kind of mangled now. Sell it like this. Okay, great. I'll sell this one for $17.99 plus shipping. Seems about right. Get some pics. Done. 6 pictures. Put this in X8. Used. X8. There we go. So there's, okay, $24.99. $21.99 with, okay. You know what, I can go $19.99. I bet that'll sell. Thank you, eBay. So 20. So that'll be 40. 641. Cool. AI description, of course. X8, boom, done. Great, yeah, we're moving. So this is, I think, the Turtle Beach Recon. A similar kind of thing. It plugs in where that chat pad plugs in. But this is for the Xbox One. And this is the Ear Force. And I think I remember there's a couple different versions. This is the version 1.0. So I'm just going to see if I have this on my store or not. Ear Force. Let's see what pops up here. See, that's the V1.1. I have the V1. Or the V1.0. So I'm just going to sell similar off of this. Go V1.0. Remove. The description all still applies. I'm going to redo. Sorry, the specifics are all still good. And since that other one's sold out, I don't mind putting it. No, I'm going to put it in a different bin just in case. If I find a version 1.1 and I put it back in that same bin, and I may not happen to notice because it's even the same model number. So I'm going to put this in the adjacent bin, X7. And I'll go take some photos. Let's do it. Yeah, these pictures are not perfect. And my little listing station here has got some scratches and even a couple little tears. But this is real life. I don't think we're trying to go for perfection here. Just trying to show realistic photos of our items. I actually ended up putting this in X5. So let's get this thing listed here. Whew, and I gotta do some stretches. I'm cramping. A little stretch and a little hydration here is not gonna hurt anybody. All right, listed for $30. This is at $671. Not bad. We got 41 minutes, 671 value. Very cool. Definitely nice to put that effort in early on with those consoles. That definitely helped with that first $400, but we're still moving. And again, this is stuff that I was not even looking forward to listing. I'd much rather be listing consoles and stuff, but I got to get through these bins of just smalls too. So all these chargers here, so I'm going to kind of get them processed while I'm touching them. Even here on camera, I'm just like, might as well get these cables wrapped up. Get these things processed here. So let's see where we're at the store. Okay, we actually do maybe have one legit offer here and an offer to send. That's nice. What do we got? Shrek Super Party for $8. Absolutely. Accept. 20% off. Man, I'll do that all day. Let's go. Let's go. That's $8, and then we'll send an offer as well. Hey, for those consoles. Boom. 10% off all day. That is yours. Take it. Get it out of my life. I'd love to get that thing sold so I can just like pack it up after it's already sold. That gives me extra motivation to pack these things up once they're already sold. That's my favorite. All right, so this one is new in package, but a little damaged. The Wii Nunchuck. Let's see if I have a listing for one of these. I'll take new pictures since this has kind of unique dents and bumps to the outer packaging, but let's see. Nice, got some more solds. I'm gonna go Wii Remote. Let's see what comes up. I might want to search Wii Remote new. Or sealed? No. Okay, I may not have that. I want to still see. These are all the different Wii Remote listings in my store. Yeah, I don't really see anything. Okay, well, just search the UPC, I guess. And do a sell similar. I've still noticed that when you hit that camera button to pull up your barcode scanner, it still takes like a couple good seconds. I don't know why. Sealed for $50 on best offer, $39 plus shipping, $60. Nice. Okay, great, done. I'm gonna leave. Actually, no, I thought it was a Best Buy sticker. It's a really old Goodwill sticker. I don't want that on there. Whoever bought this from Goodwill never used it. Yeah, okay. Let's see, new factory sealed. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say it is new, but there is some box damage. I'll just say box damage. Mild box damage. I think that's the best way to describe it. Like the damage to the outer box. I think I can still ask $39.99 for this. And there is some damage to the corners too. Oh yeah, see, it's doing that delay thing. I think it's just because I'm recording my screen. It's way delayed in the pictures. Where's my picture? Okay. I have to hold it in place now like it's an old school camera. That is hilarious. We're going to do what we have to for the YouTubes. Oh, nope, I ruined that one. It's like when you push the button, it's delayed by like a solid couple seconds. Like my phone is definitely having a hard time right now. 16 Pro Max, can you not handle taking pictures for eBay and recording the screen at the same time? Apparently not. Okay. So that can go right into this bin. F8. Man, that was torturous. My phone was being so slow. Even a little thing like that. If you're taking 6 photos, you have to wait a few seconds in between each one. Man, normally not an issue, but my phone was on the struggle bus over there. So we're gonna go $40. Putting us at 711. Wow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. F8, $40, listed, done. And a couple little bits and bobs here. Another DS Lite charger. Man, I got way too many of these things, I think. How about I have like 20 in my store, so I'm gonna have to make a bulk listing for these probably at some point. But not today. That's a donate. This is interesting. This is a Sony USB wireless LAN adapter. I don't know if this is for PlayStation or not. The model number is UWA-BR100. So it sounds more like a home theater kind of thing. Yeah, for HDTVs and Blu-rays. So it's a Wi-Fi LAN adapter for your Blu-ray player. Wow. Hey, it's not worth nothing. Unfortunately, I don't have that little stand for it that I know of. No, I don't think I do. Oh well, I'll sell it for $15 without the stand. Make sure to say LAN adapter only. Used. We'll go $14.99. Allow offers. We're crushing it right now. Try not to get stuck up on those tiny ones, and I'll just handle all of them like those DS Lite chargers. Just do all of those at once later on. Right now, we're just adding a whole bunch of like variety of listings to the store. All right, camera, how are we doing? Oh, that was faster. Okay, now that's faster. Okay, I think it's like when the processor has to slow itself down based on if the battery overheats or if it's just too, yeah, maybe just if the processor overheats, I'm not sure. That one's going into X5. That's 15, puts us at 26. That's horrible 26, but we're going with it. There we go. We got a Super Nintendo power supply here. This should also go for about $15 on the store. Sell these things all day. I'll give this cable a quick clean, as it definitely needs it. There we go. Just a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Just kind of run it along the cable here, and it just kind of brings it back to life. Okay. Give it a wrap. And can't wait for that robot that can wrap cables for me. The other day, I went through well over 500 twist ties, probably 600 or 700, or like, I probably wrapped 600 or 700 cables that day. Just crazy. All right, SNS-002 is the model number for this one. I believe I got a bunch listed. Yeah, G8 is going to be the SKU tag that I make here. So I know where to put this back when I bring this bin downstairs. G8 and bring up the inventory by 1. I love to see when there's a bunch of these like locks next to category and condition. That means that there's certain things about the item that I can't change. We got there are offers pending for this item, which just means it's a good sign that it's a nice active item. Let's hit revise, and I just added another $18 of value, so that's to 744. We're fine. All right, I got a Pelican little receiver. It looks like for like a PS2 controller. I have no idea if this is worth anything, but I see Predator on the back. So I'm gonna search that. Predator PL697. Yeah, I got 5 of them listed, but it's already listed. So I may as well list another one. It looks like it's more like this one, the 697 X1. There's two. There's a longer and a shorter one with the same model number. I remember that. So that's going into X1. I mean, it's only a $4 item, so it's not one that gets me super excited, but it is what it is. This becomes an 8. Let's see. PSE 1981 is it's another PS2 dongle, but this is from Cyclone. PSE 1981. Search my actives. No. Okay, then I'll search in my solds, see if it's there. No. And then I'll search in eBay itself, see if it's even worth listing. It might be. Let's see, we got a lot of solds. Let's go receiver. Only one sold comp for the receiver. Yeah, that's not enough demand for me to want to bother with it. So moving on. A very nice condition Guitar Hero pedal here. Looks great. Now all of these do have little kinks that are different, and this one's got this the outer casing of this particular model always breaks. You can see it's kind of breaking right there. There's another spot right here where it's breaking. So I'm gonna take a couple close-up pictures of this specific one. So I'm just gonna sell similar off of my store, but then take some unique pictures for this one. Drum pedal. Let's see, just find one that looks just like it. Which is the black one, but without the silver on top. Yeah, like this. So sell similar. Get some nice close-up photos of this guy. And the inner cables of these are fine, but the outer cable, that plastic or the rubber, whatever they use, is just a little bit more brittle. So just make sure to get some nice close-up photos of the damage. But this thing still works just fine. Yeah, the connector looks great though, so I'll take it. All right, so this is going to get a unique SKU number here, 5909. So that gets that. So that gets put in my pile of stuff to pack up in a box, and I'll just move that little blue tag out of the box. So 5909. It's another $25. This is a run from 48 to 73. 773. All right. Yeah, this one I'd never seen before. This is called the Datamax PS2 memory card reader. So if this isn't valuable, I'm just going to keep it as kind of a curiosity, I guess. And it's got a USB plug, so I guess you can read PS2 memory cards on your computer, or I assume also copy over save files to the memory card as well. What am I doing? Just need to be searching. Datamax PS2 card reader. Oh, baby. Okay, well, that's a good start. I see 2 listed, both for over $100, and they're from Germany. Solds, anyone? Yeah, nice. This sold for 35. I'm listing this for 100. Whoop! It would still be the cheapest one on eBay. Let's go. $100. That's awesome. Got the original USB cable here. Dude, that is incredible. Yeah, there's 2 listed for over $100 from Germany, so. I'm going to try and include USB in there because it does include the USB cable. Dude, we're going $99.99. I mean, I'll take offers. If somebody offers me $50, I'll probably take it. But, you know, and something is this rare, somebody might be willing to pay a lot for it. All right, let's go. It's really unique. I'd never seen anything like this before. Definitely put up my spidey senses. Like I knew I needed to research it, make sure I'm not leaving anything on the table. I was like, maybe it'll be a cool tool to keep was my first thought, but I'm like, I of course need to check the value first. And I'm glad I did. I'm going to go X3 with this. Actually, no, I'm going to go in a baggie. So these two parts don't get separate. I don't want to leave that USB plug in that plug just in case it gets tweaked or damaged. And this will just go into my normal thing here, F8. Wow, $100. Let's go. Oh, shipping should be regular, $6.99. Boom. So we're at $8.73. Wow, that was a surprise. They're at the bottom of the bin. Phew, that was like the second to the last thing. I was just putting it off. I had no idea value. That's awesome. This one, I think this transfer pack is not worth much on its own, but I'll save it and lot it up. So I got some more stuff. What time is it? Yeah, I'm on a roll right now. I'm just gonna move this right here. Just like that. Let's get to it. Got some more stuff to list. I'm feeling a $1,000 listing day is possible at this point. And I'll still be able to have time to do all my packages today too, because I've still got, how many packages do I need to pack up? I'd like to get it packed up before 5. So yeah, what, 2:38 p.m. right now, and I got 50 orders to pack. So I should finish up pretty soon, but man, we're on a roll right now. Not bad. So this is the Skylanders portal. I don't see another portal that's the exact same one, so I'll go ahead and list this one right now. Just type in the model number. There's so many of them. Some of them even look exactly the same on the outside. This is 84151790. Okay, E6. This one is listed for $9. E6 on the tag. That goes on the go backs. Inventory up to 6. Okay. Here's my dry erase marker. What the heck? Did I lose my dry erase? Must have put it somewhere weird. Alright, well, I got backups here. So that was $9. So we are at 82. Okay. Let's see. I'm avoiding these little, I hate these little flashback consoles. This one's unique. It's the Intellivision flashback, which I don't even know if I've seen before, but all these flashback consoles are just so poorly made and there's just so little demand for them. I feel like the actual gamers are just not interested. But this, speaking of actual gamers, they're always interested in genuine Nintendo parts. This is just the standard Switch charger, HAC 002. All right, listed into B10. So I just need to add one more. B10. Oh, B10. I'll put the inventory to 7 here. I do wish eBay had just a really quick like plus or minus inventory button. So most of the time I'm incrementing or de-incrementing my inventory by 1, and it'd be nice to just have a button. There's just so much risk of typing in the wrong number and completely messing up the inventory every single time. Whereas you can really only mess it up to 1 amount if you just push plus or minus. All right, this is a Mario Kart Wii that is quite scratched, but I think recoverable. So might as well get the old disc resurfacer going. Let's do this just like I'd normally do. So I do need to quickly get this thing primed. should be pretty much ready to go. I just used this yesterday. Basically, you just got to clear all the air out of the line so it can just really precisely drop a single drop of water or a single drop of solution as it needs to. But already I've done the startup process, and it's processing that disc there real quick. I'm going to try to just grab the next cable I see and just deal with it here. This feels like a microphone cable. Deep in there. Yep. What do we got? So these are all the same Logitech microphone, but they're just branded different things. This one is Disney Interactive Studios. So just depending on the game that it was bundled with, it just has a different logo. It'll say Rock Band or Guitar Hero or Konami or just Logitech. There's just a million of them. And so I have a different eBay listing for each of them, even though they all are essentially the same microphone underneath, the same Logitech microphone. So I'm going to search my store for Disney Interactive. Disney Interactive. Let's see if it comes up. There it is. And it's sold out. Love to see that. So it's going to go revise. Oh, that triple dot is hard to push sometimes. I don't know if you noticed that in the eBay app. It is annoying. Sometimes I accidentally click the item, and I need to be able to click that triple dot so I can get to the revise item. So just change the SKU to F8 and inventory to 1. All right, and that's $7 listed. So we're at $8.89. Great, cool. Another Skylanders portal. Love to see these. This one's Trap Team. Let's see while I'm unwrapping it here. Let's see if I can do voice for numbers. 87031790. Hey, that actually works great. Cool. More hands-free, so I can actually work with my hands and be like typing into the computer at the same time. At first, I don't know if you saw, it was transcribing the numbers and writing them down, and then it quickly switched over to just the numerals at a certain point, and it was intelligent. It was cool. All right, so I'm just going to change this. If I can hit that triple dot, so I'm just going to change this to F8 and the inventory from 0 to 1, and this one will get listed as well. F8. Last drink of coffee, so good. F8, 1. Just want to go $8.99 is our total right now. Hilarious. F8, that's right. Double check the SKU number there. Awesome. We got another one here. These portals are so well made. I'm so impressed with all the Skylanders stuff. The figures are just all so well made. You know, there's like a couple early ones that are often broken, like Hex's arms, but for the most part, the figures are just withstanding my kids bashing them over and over again. The portals are so, dependable, and it's just so cool. Such a cool mechanism. Let's try this again. 847044790. Yeah. Revise. Thank you very much. Great. Love that. This one I do have 2 listed already. This is going to E8. Let's update the quantity by 1 to 3. Good. So, how much was this? $8.99? Yeah, so $9 to this puts us at $9.08. I think we're ready to hit 1,000. That's pretty cool. Man. All right, this is a Game Genie. All right, very cool. Make sure I get the exact model number right. This is meant to be plugged in. I don't know. Is it for SNES? And then you plug the cartridge in here and it kind of intercepts and it can change the data. Okay, looking for model number 7353. I wonder if I've sold it before. We'll search that first. 7353 in my actives. If my phone's gonna work. 7353. Nope. Okay, let's go Genie 7353 on eBay and see what we find. Yeah, for SNES. Cool. Yeah, the pins are pristine. This thing looks so good. I might need to test this one. Yeah, I'm going to test this, make sure the light comes on and stuff on the console. So I'll make a listing for this while I'm looking at it for $24.99, but I'm not going to include that in the total yet until I get that thing tested. But I just want to remember and type in the price that I think I can get for this if it is tested. That'll be fun. And I'll bring up some SNES consoles to test here soon. Okay, cool. So I'm going to save that as a draft. We got another one of the 120 gig hard drives for Xbox, the 360 Elite here. Get this up on the board. There's another 11 or 12 bucks. I like to get this mirror finish on the sides, back looking really good. Oh, so much better. All right, so let's search 120 gigs here. 120 gigabytes. Oh, not GV, not Gary V. 120 gigabytes. G8, 13 bucks. I'll take it. So make a tag. It says G8. That goes here. Yeah, it's got those locks, which means this has offers pending. Love that. This is just a memory card. It's a 32 gig micro SD. It's a decent. And I also found a thumb drive here, so I'm just going to set those aside. I just tend to just kind of hoard that memory until I need it, I guess. Let's see. This is one of the 256 gigabyte memory units for the 360. And I think if I just search 256 megabytes, this will come up here. Yeah, an X9. I've already got two listed. I'll get this in there too. And that's another $7. Dude. So now we're at 9:15. You get $1,000 listed here in like, what are we at? 68 minutes so far. $1,000 in like an hour and a half or something. Or less. Let's see. Depends on what I find. You never know. And I try not to let myself pick and choose here. I'm trying to pick the good stuff. Ah, this is just junk. This needs to go with the rest of my Genesis controllers. This is not for now. There we go. Got another Infinity Portal. Now that I know the model number, voice to text trick too. That's saving me a little bit of time. That's exciting. All right, what's the model number here? Go back to my actives. 843-92790. Nice. Yeah, it was like automatically formatting on the go. It's like, is this a phone number? No. Right on. This is going into E8. I love all these listings. I've just, once you do this long enough, you start to see the same stuff over and over again and just start to build up that database. Basically, I'm just kind of building up my own database of items for eBay here. So this is a tag that says E8. It goes here. And that's $8 more listed. So it's 923. Let's see what else is in here. This is one of those Intellivision, so I'll just start making a pile of Intellivision stuff as I grab it here. Another Infinity Portal, which I'll just deal with later. Ooh, you know what's going to get me there quicker? I've got all these Wii Ultra sensor bars, and I don't see anymore. And I've been piling these up, so I'm going to list all of these here. It's going to get them a little bit cleaned up. That's going to really help the total here. Maybe I'll start listing these DS chargers too. Yeah, that might take me all the way. Okay, yes, I have been kind of collecting those. Let's go Wii Ultra. Wii Ultra C3. So all these need a tag that says C3. I'm adding 3 more to my inventory. C3, C3, C3. I'll do the inventory by 3 up to 9. Nice. And 3 times 14, or 3 times 14? Yeah. So $42 added to my total. So $925, $965. Okay, we're almost there. Nice. Let's get all these done. This is the DS Lite chargers. Not any more in this one, just so I can get them all at once. I don't see any more in here. So I got 5. This one actually has some writing on it that might need to be... Yeah, actually, that one's getting donated. I got 4. I don't want to deal with it. USG-001. Oh, sorry, 002. I have 23 listed. Yuck. So I'm going to have to individually label these to make sure they get into the right bin. They're only listed for $4, and I already have 23 listed. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to bulk lot these for sure. But right now, I'm getting them into all the same bins, so I know exactly how many I have. So when I'm ready to make a bulk lot, I'll know how many bulk I can make. But for now, I'm going to keep accounting one by one. So I'm up to 27 of these. And these are all getting labeled G5. G5, G5. Okay, so we got 4 more. I think I added 4, right? 4 more at $4 each. So that's 16, so $71.81. And what else have I been stockpiled? I've got this other Nintendo. This is the more modern Nintendo handheld one, the WAP. I think works for the 3DS and the 2DS XL. It's WAP-002 C4. So I think it's labeled C4. Up the inventory by 1. All right, piece by piece. This does definitely try your patience, just like the piece by piece. But I think that is what you got to be willing to do for business, is just do the repetitive stuff until you figure out how to fully automate it. And until then, just make yourself the machine. And this is another one of those PS1 AC adapters. And I know these go for at least $10. So happy to grab this. So not that many sets of photos, for 1,000, and that's where you really start to see the power of repeatable items. I've just listed almost $1,000 worth of items. So I'm gonna try to respond to this offer here, if the app's ever gonna load. But I've only taken like 10 or 15 sets of photos here, and I'm not keeping track, but really it's definitely not that much. And a lot of it is just upping the inventory on existing listings. I just have continued to build this database of the items that I like to and want to sell. It's SCPH-113. This is going to go to B8. That goes to 11. Boom. That puts us at 995. Let's go. I did see one more thing. I'm picking and choosing here, but I want to hit our goal. I got to move on to packing some items here, but this is just such a good, juicy item to list. This is just the AC adapter charging unit for the Wii U gamepad. I tend to sell these pretty quick, so I think we're 2 zip ties away from hitting our number of 1,000 here. That'll be pretty cool. All right, quick wrap, quick zip tie. I've been learning to use zip ties on my other hand. I should have been doing that today. Not like I'm not doing enough over here, listening and talking and all that, but I'm learning to twist with the other hand, just so I'm not going to overuse. I've thought about that. If I'm twisting 600 twist ties with one side, I should be swapping hands halfway through. All right, I'm going to bring up the model number of this, which is WUP011. Yeah, G8. This sells for $18.99. I love to see that. Up the inventory to 4. So we are basically at 1,014. Dude, we did it. Way to go. Revised, done. Where are we at? 76 minutes. Hey, I'll take it. Not bad. Thank you for joining me. This is awesome. I appreciate all the comments. I'm going to make another whole bunch more episodes featuring some of the comments y'all leave. And I really am trying to stick to responding to every single comment in the comment section, at least eventually. I may not get back to you right away, but I will try to get back to you eventually if you leave a comment. So I appreciate all of you. And one more quick note for the people that have stuck around this far. I do offer YouTube memberships, and I just had our first members sign up for a membership for monthly mentoring, essentially, as well as personal email support. So if you're interested, it's under YouTube. Maybe should I pull up my own YouTube channel here? Is it under membership? Membership, yeah. So we have 1 member now, and essentially we're going to start doing monthly mastermind calls. And if you're interested, check it out. It's not for everybody. It's $50 a month. I want this to be only for the people that are really serious about turning this into a business. But it is. I have not really done anything like this before, and in fact, I forgot that I was offering this as an option until we got our first member, and he reached out over email yesterday, and I'm so stoked to start working with y'all. So if you're interested in something like that, and a little more personalized coaching, whatever you want to call it, check it out. Anyway, this is Joe, Profit First Reseller. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you next time. And until then, see you in the comments. Peace.